baby? Welcome back to another brand new episode of the Dumb Guys Do Racing podcast. I'm here with the boys, Jimbo, Coach Mike, and Todd. We got a special guest, Jimbo, with us today.
Hold on.
Yes, we do.
Hold on. We got to complete the Plaka.
Oh, woo! There you go, Plaka.
There you go, Plaka. As always.
Yeah,
I heard we have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
Pardon me. My brain is not working right now. It's too early in the morning. For the McNaughty Racing League.
We're in the future.
S7R HverCraft. Yeah.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
We're doing
good. How are you?
We heard that he's just a commentator. He's not a special tater. He's a commentator.
Yeah.
That's all we heard. How long have you been involved with McNaughty and maybe this is a better thing. How long have you been commentating, and when did you get started with McNaughty?
I started commentating like a month ago.
Right on.
So I started I haven't even commentated for NRL yet. That's going to be starting hopefully soon, but at least for my overall commentating experience, I've only done 3 rounds with our internal series, Sector 7, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, the way I got started into it is I was just kind of bored one night, and I asked the series director of our internal S7R series if they're willing to give me a chance. They said yes, and ever since from the second round onward, I've been commentating with them.
Right
awesome. Awesome. How are you liking it?
I think at first it was definitely some growing pains, but luckily McNaughty is our producer, behind my ears, as well as Toddy, who's also on the Sector 7 racing team. She's
she's
they're
great.
commentating.
Right on.
They're commentating with the internal series alongside me, and it's been like I said, the first round, maybe the second round too, was you could tell there was growing pains, but so far I've been really enjoying it.
Nice.
What have been the biggest issues with commentating? Would you say?
Having my voice survive
Right.
the long period of times of just constantly talking. But after that, it's definitely just some, we had to get all of our, mics equalized, make sure everything was running well on the stream, which McNaughty handled most of it. And just kind of just learning how not to speak over the other commentator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, we're
Doing
still
it for the
learning
first-
that.
3 years in, and we're still doing that.
Yes, we don't know how not to talk
Right.
over each other.
But yeah, that's those are the 2 main things that was a bit rocky on the first and second try, but we've gotten a lot better since then, and so far it's, like I said, it's been a blast.
Oh, good.
What
How
kind
long?
of prep?
Go ahead.
Excuse me. What kind of prep did you do for your first broadcast? Were you able to interview some of the drivers beforehand, so you kind of know them?
Well, I had so I'm actually also the head steward of that league. So even though I didn't directly talk to any drivers beforehand, I watched the previous race and was very, very familiar with pretty much everything that was going on with the point standings, the rules, everything like that. So in terms of prep, obviously just getting our volumes all equalized and all that stuff. But after that, there wasn't really much more prep besides just looking at the placards and just kind of coordinating with Toddy to like you explain this information, I explain this information. So yeah, in terms of actual prep, everyone else on the team kind of did it.
Nice.
But like I was just kind of the guest, the last second join. So
Right on.
that's why I recommend to everyone, if you're going to do this, just join at the last second, so you don't have to do any of the prep work.
Right, exactly.
Take all the credit.
Yep.
Yeah, take all the. do none of the work, take all the credit.
How do you find like stewarding and stuff in the leagues? Like common ground? Do you find or you run into any like ownership bias of sorts for the league, like people like that kind of thing, or do you find it very straight down the unbiased, straight down the middle kind of thing?
So I have been stewarding for I think almost 2 years now. The first league that I did was RWB's GT Championships for GT7, which I'm still doing along with iRacing. And then from there, I also did obviously the internal league, and then NRL first, and then the internal league. I will say it's typically straightforward in the sense of maybe the overall decision isn't that hard to get to. It's the trying to explain every single finite detail and like putting it into words for the drivers. Because I've come across some leagues that don't even explain why the penalty is the penalty that they got, right? Mm-hmm. And I've competed in quite a lot of different leagues and have seen a lot of different stewarding processes. So luckily with all that and just my personal experience, I was able to bring, my own system into the internal series. And, luckily my the internal series director, Stig, and our team owner, Nuke, obviously entrusted me into doing that, which I'm very thankful for. But like I said, I really take a lot of work along with the rest of my guys, and we are very proud in terms of just trying to navigate every single detail. For example, you could have hit a guy on exit, which, rightfully so would have gotten you a penalty, but I also have to explain, well, the guy had messed up. He missed his apex. He was significantly down on apex speed, which means the gap closed significantly faster than he would have expected. And then there's a lot of other details that you have to constantly do it. The hardest decisions by far is definitely just lag, especially especially when you're trying to determine if lag didn't happen, would incident still occur? Which sometimes it's just very hard to navigate. Sometimes it's obvious, right? Like even with flag, if you just late braked into the back of somebody, it's pretty obvious. But when it's like very 50-50, it gets difficult. But overall, it's fun. I enjoy it. I've done it for quite a long time, and all the drivers that I've done it so far hasn't complained yet, so that's a good bonus.
That's good. I was going to ask you, how's that situation, having to deal with those drivers sometimes getting mad over decisions?
No one, luckily, has gotten mad at my decision. I will say other leagues where, I'm not able to actually make the decisions and am only there to just give input. Obviously, that's a whole nother story. Right. But luckily, these first few rounds with the internal series, everyone has been very kind and very receptive to all feedback I give. By far, the best compliment I get, or most common compliment, is just how thorough my analysis is. It was only until I started doing stewarding for the internal series that I learned that Discord had a word limit. Oh. So yeah. Wow. Okay. Sometimes my explanations get so too involved and too thorough, where I discovered there was a word limit on Discord and I didn't know that.
That's fun.
Well, that's good because that helps. Because some of the time it's just like, well, you hit him, whatever, you get the penalty. Move on.
Yeah,
you at least break it down, and they can understand, so it makes it easier to, okay, I did mess up. I do deserve that penalty. That's
yeah. It's better to. I think it's better to over-explain than under. Mm-hmm. Like the reason Mike asks is because
Jim knew right away.
Yeah, he and I were in a league where there was owner bias. There was the problem is the head of the how do I put this nicely? People who know. People who don't. It doesn't matter in the end. There definitely was, and I knew this because I had an insider. There was bias against our team.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
By the owner of the league. He personally did not like us.
I don't know why. We're
So,
awesome.
One of my
We're
questions
great.
would have been is, as a steward, this is actually kind of a legit question. It affected us, but in the league, if someone was to purposely or inadvertently find a loophole in the rules of a rule that, it's nothing exists and somehow gain an advantage before there's anything, how would you go around penalizing or changing that incident if someone gained an advantage to lack of rules of sorts?
Someone used a gray area in the rules to gain an advantage. The rule does not exist. It is. Could you say it was semi-implied but did not exist?
So here's
how would you go about that?
Here's how I would go about it, and I've used this philosophy a lot overall, because I used to be one of those drivers that will definitely find every loophole manageable and abuse it. So that was definitely in my early days. Now I've calmed down a lot more, mostly because I have to represent my team now. But how I always think about it is, if when you use the loophole, it doesn't negatively impact another driver, typically there will not be a penalty. It's just obviously by the next round that will be patched, right? It will be completely written up. But if it somehow negatively impacts any other driver, that's when penalties come into play, and that's when I have to really start looking into the time loss for the other drivers. For example, there was a sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a real life scenario in the F1 games. Jarno Otmir went into the pits at the last lap of Silverstone when it was raining, and because of how the finish line was set up in the pit lane, he actually crossed the line in first, jumping like 5 other cars. Oh. Right?
Wow.
And he got the win. Unfortunately, the stewards decided to penalize him by giving him a 5-second penalty, which in PSGL on the top split, that dropped him down to like 10th or worse. I wouldn't have done that personally. What I would have done is let him keep the win, and then just immediately change the rule to make it so you can't do that. Because in that instance, he didn't impact any other driver. He just went into the pit lane, right?
Yeah.
It's not like...
Here's the incident then. Like, on a rolling start, kind of sort of like, how ACC is and whatnot, and probably even iRacing, you have to stay in a certain spot. It tells you your speed to kind of max or too slow kind of thing. So the pack was rolling around for the rolling start. Somebody laid off, causing another person not having to lay off behind, so that the two guys were back farther. Okay. And we ran, coming around the corner, get a better head of steam coming to the green flag, giving us a speed advantage, passing multiple people into the corner and everything fine.
I would say, sorry.
You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So there's nobody was injured, nobody impact or collisions or anything like that. It was just a speed and time advantage in getting past people into the corner who are all at a slower speed when the green flag hit. We were at a top speed.
So in that case, obviously I have to look at the footage to really make sure I understand every single detail, but just from what you explained to me, I would have allowed it to go. I'm very surprised they didn't have a max speed limit, though. Did they have no max speed limit?
No.
Really?
It's just the leader comes in, you can't pass. That was the only rule. Everybody stay in position up to the thing, and the leader set the pace kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I've had leagues where we do like a manual rolling start, but every single one of them had a max speed limit. So if you went over the max speed on the rolling start and do something like that, you would immediately get penalized. I'm very surprised they didn't have that, considering that's a common problem in real life racing.
Yeah. So what happened? Like Jim was the one that backed off, and I
What?
was in position behind him. And here's the problem: is like, so one of the rules was you can't pass before the start finish.
Yeah, that's fairly normal.
So I was forced to lay back.
Yeah.
So when he went, I went because I had to wait.
Yeah.
And then I still got penalized as well as involuntary member kind of thing in a way, right? Okay, what am I supposed to do? Just crawl up there and let everybody take off because I'm stuck kind of back, right? I'm gonna go. So
yeah, I wouldn't have penalized you.
They double dinged both of us on that.
Yeah, they dinged both of us. Well, number one, there was no rule. I followed the rules.
Yeah.
I followed the rules just because I jobbed your system didn't mean I didn't follow the rules. And they implemented the rule after, but still gave us both penalties.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think, like I said, I was just allowed the shenanigans to get by, and then just made it very, very clear that a rule was going to be. That's honestly the more shocking thing is that there wasn't a rule in place. Because literally
It's not a great league.
every single league I've entered that does a manual rolling start, all the way from GT Sport, we all had minimum and maximum speed limits. Like, you had to be at the speed limits a certain distance from the start finish line, typically a corner, right? So I'm very surprised I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I wouldn't have penalized anyone. I would have been very not happy. But there was no rule in place. So at that point, and it didn't really affect anyone. I mean, it affected the starting positions effectively in the race, right? But at the same time, no one else, no one hit into anybody. I'm assuming. There was no damage caused. There was no significant time loss besides just, the gain of positions. But yeah.
Exactly. And there was not like we went full tilt in the corner and plowed, bowled everybody off the track or anything like that. We just were able to get into the corner quicker than everybody because they were all hesitant at the slower speed.
Well, let's just put it this way: significantly quicker because we were at full fucking speed. Like by the time I caught them up, and I mean I will honestly say it wasn't meant to be that way. I had dropped off a little bit and was picking my speed up to catch up with the pack, and the green flag dropped, and it was just sort of
go.
Take advantage of the situation as much as I can. I mean, the damage was already done.
Yeah. And for me, I was just like, as soon as I saw Jim go, it's just like, I gotta go.
He went with me, and the green flag dropped, and I did not do anything. We did not do anything illegal.
Yeah,
we didn't.
Technically.
We did not do anything illegal, yet we still got.
Dinged.
Yet they said that we cheated and broke the rule that hadn't been made until they made the rule.
Yeah. Have you actually had to do anything like that? Create a rule in any league because of said loopholes?
I've had rules made because of me.
Expand.
This was definitely when I first started driving. Back in GT Sport, we had our internal series. Nothing big or official as we do it now. It was definitely just like a fun league, or not even a fun league. It was just fun nights of racing. But we had a very interesting qualifying setup where we would qualify the day before, and every driver had to do 2 laps to set their qualifying time, to set the grid. But you had to be on the track, right? You know how you can press the check mark in the game and you be on track, but you can still spectate?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so one loophole I figured out is because we were all starting on max fuel. What you were supposed to do is you were supposed to just check mark in and then just spectate, right? Just look at the laps and, be amazed or whatever. I decided, well, I can still burn gas in the pit lane while everyone else was qualifying. So instead of watching everyone qualify, I just burned my fuel tank to get 1 or 2 tenths, which the director did not like that very much, and that was very quickly patched out. In terms of my actual, as a head steward, as someone that has the power to make a rule, not yet. And I will say I'm very thankful of all the experience I've had so far in the last years of just, one, not only being a driver, but two, also being a steward in multiple different leagues, and just seeing kind of the commonalities of what drivers will test. There has been some interesting calls, for example, and this is a very loose thing. There was one time 2 drivers just didn't have the correct liveries on. They just forgot to add stickers that we mandated. We didn't have a rule on we did have a rule on a penalty, but it was such a nothing happened because of it, right? You just didn't see the right sticker. So I just told them, listen, this is going to be a warning. There's technically a penalty, but I feel as though, one, I didn't make that penalty rule. That was the league director. And two, I think it's also kind of a crazy rule. It was 10 seconds for a livery infraction.
Jesus.
And I was yeah.
F1 rules.
I was yeah, no, we're not doing if you do this again, yeah, maybe I'll give you a penalty. But for a first time, no, just get your livery in order.
Simple mind. Last minute, can't get any. Don't have time to go and change it or whatnot, and you race.
Yeah,
that should be. Please put the whatever appropriate on for next race.
And that's what I did. I was not gonna do it, but like I said, I haven't had to do any sort of significant ruling. It's also kind of an interesting power balance between me and the internal series director. I always kind of have to remind him and myself, admittedly, what each of us can do, if you get what I mean. Mm-hmm. I can't change any league rules format, right? Flag rules, or are we doing a rolling start or manual start? I don't have that power. So it's just kind of interesting to having to talk to him and just giving him my thoughts, but also telling him I'm not telling you to do anything because I don't have that power.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some leagues where the director is the head steward, and it gets kind of there's definitely team bias, right?
Oh yeah.
When it comes to that, how I've set up my stewarding is that if you as a team has at least 3 drivers competing in our series, I usually outreach to the team owner and offer them to have one of their people be a steward on my team.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
And to also kind of make it fair is whatever number of team stewards there is, I have I try to have an equal amount of independent stewards. So stewards that aren't from any team to represent the individuals, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever had to kick anybody from the leagues?
Not yet. Hopefully we never have to do it. All the drivers that have been in our internal series, it's called the Toyota Cup. They've all been very nice. They've all been very, kind. They've all been, like I said, no one has gone pissy over me over a decision. There's been appeals, I'll say that, but no one has outwardly, expressed anger towards me or towards anyone on the stewarding team or towards anyone else. So hopefully we don't have to ever kick somebody. But yeah, luckily we've never gone to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that Toyota looks pretty sweet. Looks fun. How'd you guys come up with that? Coming together with McNaughty. How did that come to be?
In terms of the beginning of McNaughty, how it started was he just put out the ad for, I think, season 4 it was, and some of our drivers from our team went in to compete, right? Mm-hmm. And that was kind of the start of it all. Eventually, over time, we invited him to join one of our IRO teams, hosted by RA, to compete for the individual car name is a S7R Cougar.
Okay.
And he drives for that team. After that, then Stig and Nuke started talking to him, saying, hey, We have our first series that's going to be open to other people. That was kind of a mix of GR4s and other things. It was a very small, like, just test run of what Stig wanted to do. And McNaughty liked it, and then we started talking to him about how he could be streaming support. And that eventually turned into him being our producer for the internal series. And there's been other times where, like, some of our team members have helped him out. For example, I did stewarding for him for 2 seasons already. This is going to be my 3rd. But that's kind of how the flow of everything has been so far.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool
Thanks.
how that came to be and everything. Yeah, so your guys' team is pretty big. You guys race across different platforms quite a bit then, huh?
Overall, for GT17, yes. We also have a few people dabbling in iRacing. But definitely GT7 has been our main
Your
thing.
main.
We've been around, our main team. Or our main game, sorry. We started out back in GT Sport, I think 3 years ago, may have been 4 at this point. We started out as a team called USGT. Eventually, people came in, people go out, and throughout the years, we rebranded to Sector 7, and then Sector 7 Racing, which is what we're doing now. We have quite a few people. I think overall, we have, upwards to 25 official members, if I remember correctly.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 20. And we've been fairly successful overall. I'm actually, in terms of how long I've been with the team, I'm actually the oldest member.
Oh, okay.
Like I was one of the first few members back all the way in USGT.
Oh, okay. How old are we talking then?
I'm only 23.
Oh, shit. Okay, damn, you guys, we're young. We're old. We're old guys. We're in our 40s.
Most of my teammates are also. I'm just the exception.
How old do you think old is?
Probably like old. No, I'm not gonna say old. I'm gonna say like.
How old do you say old is?
That's funny.
They say 50s are the new 20s. I
That's
think.
right.
Or
That's
something.
right.
That's
Right,
how
Todd?
you guys do it. Huh?
Todd?
I see. That's not.
In the new 20s, buddy?
Is that
Or
the new 20
30s?
because that's all we have left at most?
Right? Fuck. It
No,
is.
most of our guys are in their 30s, 40s, 50s.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Like I
found
said.
the average age is about, between the 30s and up in the 50s.
Yeah, for
That
like
range.
racing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've been around for I think 3-4 years. If we are reaching 4 years, it's like right before we just entered the 4th year.
Nice.
And we've been very successful. For example, RWB's GT World Cup, which is their premier racing championship for GT7. We actually had one of our drivers win the overall championship.
Oh,
We've
wow.
won the team's championship for the last 2 years. I personally won one of their smaller series, as well as other drivers have won that. We've been fairly successful overall in IRO, especially with our premier team. I think they're currently 2nd in the standings.
Oh, wow. That's good.
And that has some very serious competition. Some of the World Tour drivers have joined, and we've been able to at least stay in the ring with them, very thankfully. There's been other leagues we've dabbled in, Black Flag Racing when they did their championships before they had to shut down. We did that. We've competed in VPRL. We've been fairly successful in that. So overall, in terms of championships, we've been very successful, but I think our main thing right now is just, we've always been just kind of, a club for people to come in, hang out with, and, enjoy your downtime whenever you have some practicing with the guys.
Right.
Which I think is, I think that just helps with the longevity. We've always been friendly to, anyone who's interested in joining. I will say, we have to make sure, if you want to become an official member, we just have to, make sure you're not a dick, right?
Right.
But
Yeah,
there's
do a
no
little
real
betting.
Yeah, there's no real requirements. Like, you don't have to be fast. You don't have to be, someone special in the sport. You just gotta be chill, right?
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
gotta respect
Have a
one
good
another
time,
and-
enjoy some racing, and don't be a
exactly.
dick.
And that's why I say, like, we're definitely, and honestly, that's helped us because I know
Yeah.
some, teams have like disbanded just because one or two people are just bad eggs,
Yep.
and they just cause problems, and unfortunately that leaks out to the rest of the team. And we've been very, very, very on top of that. We've made sure everyone that's joined is, like I said, we vet them, we make sure they're chill. You don't have to be fast, you don't have to be championship contenders. We don't care about that. We just want you to be a good person.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then welcome to the team.
Hell yeah, you're in.
What is your race background?
I have been competing personally, me personally, all the way back from GT Sport. I actually didn't know anything about racing until like sophomore year of high school. Like I wasn't born into a family that did racing. I didn't really have many friends that did anything about racing, so I started very, very much like in middle of nowhere. I've been racing ever since I think the second year since GT Sport came out, and then from there, I joined USGT, which turned into S7R eventually, into Gran Turismo 7. And then I've been competing in quite a few different leagues. Like I said, I've won one of GT Champions smaller seasons, the Super GT Cup. I've also won one of VPRL's seasons, the Oktoberfest from last year. Those are my two championships. But after that, I've competed in quite a few different leagues: Black Flag Racing, VPRL, GT World Cup, IRO. I did, I think, one race of ERF. I also did some of the charity races for RA.
Oh, nice.
So I've had quite a good mix between, sprint race formats, endurance race formats, and, I mean, overall, I'd say I'm, I guess, semi-successful. Definitely not as good as, our top guys, but,
Is
overall.
Stig your top guy?
Our top guy officially is Monkey Macho.
Okay.
He's competing. He's actually the captain of our esports team for IRO. But our second best driver, he's not an official member. He's technically a friend of the team, but he hangs out with us every night. Basically, his name is Wood. He's the champion of the last two seasons of NRL. He I don't know why he's never joined us officially, despite him being with us since GT Sport days.
Oh wow.
He's just been around, just never wanted to officially join. But he's a good friend of the team, and honestly, we kind of treat him as an official member. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
As much as he doesn't want to admit it, we do treat him as one.
Cool.
But yeah, no, he's a great guy. I hope when the next season of NRL comes around, he joins and wins the championship. I don't know who else is interested on my team, but I can fairly confident we will at least have like 5 guys come in and join. If not to like seriously compete, just to just show support for McNaughty, because he's done quite a lot for us these last few years, or well, I'd say mostly last year. And yeah, like I said, he's been very kind to us, and at the very least, we want to come out and support him.
Yeah, McNaughty's
Cool.
great, man. We love McNaughty.
He is. What's your race setup?
So up until the beginning of last year of 2024, I've been actually on controller.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So currently, ever since then, I've been driving on a Logitech G29 with its pedals. In like what is it called? Like a next level racing. The foldable sim racing chairs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can mount like your gear on. That's what I've been using, because right now my room is very small. So my racing setup literally takes up, I think, 50% of my room.
Okay.
But it's done me very well. I was very happy to win 2 championships within the first year of going on 2-wheel. And yeah, like I said, it's been serving me well. And I don't know when I'll upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when GTA comes out, if that ever happens. But
Right. How was that
overall,
transition? Going from controller
miserable.
to wheel? Was it?
The first 2 months was miserable, especially since it was in the middle of GT World Cup from RWB.
Oh, damn.
So I had to. The first few races were really tough of me just trying to get used to this wheel, and I will say I don't think my full-on pace that I had a controller ever really came back.
Mm-hmm.
I got up to like 90-95% of it back. But my tire conservation skills just massively improved, and like I said, I think I won 2 championships within the first year of getting this wheel. I think it's completely because of how well I can save the tires nowadays. On controller, I was just chewing through those tires like no tomorrow. This wheel literally changed that and made me a contender. So
hell yeah,
a very good investment.
Yes. Okay, here's a question for you then. Have you raced in the VR, the PSVR 2? Have you thought about it? Have you raced it?
I've never raced it. I've seen gameplay videos of it. I think it looks cool. I don't think it's worth the money.
We'll tell you.
Because it's very.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's
insane. We all race VR.
Yes. VR Mafia,
really?
baby. VR Mafia.
Yep, it's a game changer.
Dude, it's crazy.
Game changer.
Like streaming things, it really doesn't unfortunately do it the justice that it deserves.
It doesn't.
It's absolutely
it's insane.
It's
You would be like, holy shit. Your mind would be blown.
Yeah. You're driving the car.
I cannot drive.
I can't do flat screen anymore.
I haven't played any other game but GT7 because of VR.
Yep.
Huh.
That's it.
Since launch. I've had it since launch, and I haven't gone back since.
Day one put it on.
Yep.
Day one put it on. It was just like, no.
Oh,
this
is way better. You want to feel like a race car driver? You want to hit those apexes? This is it.
Yeah.
And especially for the money, because to do it on PC, it's crazy. The amounts you got to pay is insane for it to look good, and it looks amazing for what you get.
All right.
Yeah, it's
now,
something to think about, man. Yeah,
I'll look into it.
Yeah, definitely look into it. Keep an eye on it because they are going to be going on sale, and especially when they get into that $349 mark, dude, that's a fucking no-brainer. Do it and try it. And our buddy, driver for us, Jermaine, he recently just got it. And in the beginning, he was kind of like, I just got to work past getting sick a little bit, because it will make you feel a little bit. But if you can drive a car and you can be out in the real world driving a car, you can do it, because it's like driving a fucking car. It's insane.
Nice.
Yeah, you would love it.
And the abilities to literally, on the video watching it, you don't see what we can see because the eye tracking isn't quite, you don't see what we're really looking at. And you'd be able to drive and look through the corner, and the car pulls to where you were looking. You know what I mean? To just see the apex without, on the flat screen, you don't see the apex until you're getting to it because of the view. Where in VR, you can see it. You know where you're going. You can see your exit. You can, you look right through the corner. And it's insane.
Yeah, YouTube videos don't do any justice.
And especially once you get used to it, your pace will come. I wouldn't worry about being fast, because your pace, you'll probably be even faster.
Yeah. Well, you got your tires with the thing, being able to see control the car where you're going, even better on the tires. Yeah.
Because I know VR support was on GT Sport, but the reason why I never put the bullet on that is because you couldn't use it online.
It sucked. It was horrible. Offline. It was horrible. That's when I heard that you could actually use it throughout the whole game, and that you were going to be able to go online, that's when I said, screw it. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life. I'm fucking buying it. And it actually panned out to be amazing. I feel like more and more drivers are starting to use it. Do you know of anyone that races with VR in your leagues? Of any of the leagues that you've been a part of?
Apollo does. Chief Apollo on NRL.
Okay.
Yep.
He's a VR driver.
Let me think. I don't know if anyone in S7R uses it. There may be one or two, but I'm not quite sure. Honestly, I'm not very familiar of who uses it. I think someone in the GT45, if you know him, and on his team, I think one of them uses it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I said, I've only seen the videos. I'm glad that you can use it online because I feel like that was such a disservice in GT Sport to just not be able to use it in that feature.
And I think too, the PS4 just couldn't handle it. That is just not enough power to do it.
Unfortunately,
because like the base PS5 works really good. When you step it up to the Pro, it even gets better. It's crazy. Okay. It's wild. I love it.
Do you participate in Nations and Menu?
Not anymore. I used to do it at the beginning of GT7 and GT Sport, but I just haven't been really enjoying the public lobby format. That's honestly, I've been pretty much only been doing league racing for like a few years, like 2 years at least.
Okay. So no dailies.
Nah, like I got to A+ back in GT Sport, and I did a few dailies at the beginning of GT7, but like I said, I just never, I don't know, I just enjoy the more official formats of league racing, right? You know, even if it's not the most competitive thing in the world or anything like that, just being able to, you know, see on Discord, look at the schedule, you know, have stewarding support, have, you know, director support, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It just feels a lot more personal, and that's why I love league racing overall. It's not only seeing yourself on a leaderboard, it's, you know, having the stories on tracks, having the rival, having, you know, the goals in mind. Like, it just feels better.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Like the controlled environment, better racing in general, better discipline system than the stupid shit that the TV has in place for penalties and SR and all that crap. So when you get better people together and you can have the actual racing, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, luckily me and Stig have done quite a lot of work for our Toyota Cup. We're currently going into round, well, I don't know when this episode is going to be released. I think it'll be round 6. But, you know, me and Stig have done a lot of league racing as drivers. You know, we've done a lot in terms of helping other leagues behind the scenes, right? So we have quite a lot of experience in just how a league should be run. Obviously, there's going to be kinks there and there. There's going to be things we still are learning, and there are going to be improvements we have to, you know, obviously do and, you know, commit
implement.
to. As with any league. But I feel like we've created a very good environment of just, you know, having a lot of good drivers, having a lot of respectful drivers. A fairly decent commitment, too. We've seen quite consistent lobbies or returning drivers to finish out the races. Because I know that some leagues have that issue where at the beginning everyone's excited, but after a few races people start dropping out of it. And we haven't had a significant issue in that, luckily. Obviously, if anyone's interested, I'm going to throw it out there. You obviously can contact me or Stig, S7R Stig. Feel free to reach out. We, you know, are looking for any drivers at any time, and we'd love to have you. And, yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think on that bombshell.
Woo, baby. That's the end of this episode. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate HverCraft joining us today.
We do.
Thank you for joining us. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. We do a little league racing back in the day, but you know, especially my schedule is so crazy and everything with life and kids and work and shit like that. It's hard to do that league stuff that we do a lot of dailies and stuff like that. But it's something I want to definitely get into more. So I'm definitely going to be watching season 6 of NRL and that Toyota Cup. That's for sure.
You guys are more than welcome to hop on in anytime, and you know, it's
real quick.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, are you going to be doing the Friday or the Saturday broadcast for NRL?
I will be doing the Friday commentary. I don't know if I'll be doing it every single Friday race. Currently, I'm just kind of set as a reserve alternate color commentator, if you want to call it that. It depends on who else is returning, right?
Right.
But any chance I can to commentate and help out McNaughty, I obviously will. I'll obviously be returning back as a steward, but yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Very cool.
All right, everyone. Check it out on McNaughty's channel. NRL League. Toyota Cup.
Yep. Season 6.
Starting in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah.
No problem,
Yeah,
man.
thanks
Not
for
a
joining.
problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week on another new episode of Dumb Guys Do Racing. All right, guys. Have a good week of racing.
Bye.
We appreciate it. Peace.
Night-night.
Peace.